We've come a long way together over the last year. Now we need everybody, we need you to get vaccinated and help put COVID behind us once and for all. It's time for everyone to say they've rolled up their sleeves and gotten their vaccinations. COVID vaccines are safe and effective. Everyone in the Benjamin family has now been vaccinated, even our youngest. Just like we've done, and just like so many others across the Midlands, it is important to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community. Once you've gotten fully vaccinated, you'll know you've done your part in helping everyone get safely back together again. Take a look, see how easy that was. Vaccinations are free and available from great community partners all across the Midlands. Getting our city and all of our communities back to normal is almost within reach. We're almost there. This is your shot, Columbia.
Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In It Together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC, In It Together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
It's Faith Friday, and this month we are recognizing Black Music Month. Every Friday in June, we'll talk to musicians, radio professionals, and those who have enjoyed, celebrated, and elevated Black music. Radio professionals. Also, we're going to kick it off actually today with Dyanna Williams. She actually went to Congress to advocate for Black Music Month. She'll actually join us live next week. So today we'll hear a pre-recorded interview from her about how she came to create Black Music Month and what major gospel writer and producer asked her to do it. And then we'll hear from gospel great John P. Key. He's actually celebrating his birthday today. That's right. He'll share who influenced him. He'll tell us kind of what kind of music he likes and how he had this music that influenced him helped shape his career. Plus, George Wallace, the legendary comedian, last minute joining us today. He called me today. He's a big John P. Key's fan. He's going to tell John what his favorite John P. Key song is. Do you know what that could be? And I'm going to share the link for you to join us live. Keep watching, posting in the comments. I'm going to share the link throughout the show when John comes on the show about 2:15. And if you'd like to join the show and actually wish him a happy birthday or talk to him, you can do that too. All of that and so much more coming up next on Coping with COVID. But first, your COVID community updates. About 30 DJJ employees walked off their jobs and protested in the parking lot this morning in Columbia. Security and teaching personnel are complaining about long hours, pay, and dangerous conditions. DJJ Director Freddie Pugh invited employees to talk, and Senator Katrina Shealy, an outspoken critic of DJJ leadership, was also on the scene talking to protesters. Kids 12 and over are now eligible to get vaccinated. The Pfizer vaccine is now approved and said to be 100% effective in preventing COVID in that age group. A handful of kids have been reported to have some inflammation in the heart, but doctors say that doesn't mean the vaccine caused it. You can expect kids to have the same types of side effects as adults, including a sore arm, fatigue, and a low-grade fever within 2 days of the shot. Finally, Dominion Energy is offering bill payment assistance to renters in South Carolina. SC Housing has several programs to pay your energy bill from last March. If you live in Richland, Charleston, Horry, and Berkeley counties, visit schousing.com/home resources for renters. If you live in any other part of South Carolina, visit schousing.com. SC Stay Plus. SCDHEC has your most up-to-date list of times, dates, and locations for COVID testing and vaccinations in South Carolina. Visit scdhec.gov for more information. Now, we'll be scrolling at the bottom of the screen throughout the show the specific places in South Carolina that you can get tested and get a COVID vaccine. We are going to talk about a few right now. Lexington Medical Center has actually transformed all of their vaccination clinics into walk-ins, and that includes the one at Brooklyn Baptist Church. The Columbia Mall Vaccination Clinic is actually going to go on through June 9th, and they're doing the J&J vaccine. Now, if you are a veteran, you can stop by Veterans Administration or call or email them. They're setting up all COVID vaccinations for veterans. Kroger and CVS have COVID vaccination locations also, and there's online help for seniors. If you or someone you know is having some challenges making an appointment, they can log on to get set up. Now, the Comet, not only are they offering free rides to get your vaccination, they are also vaccinating folks at their main location at the corner of Laurel and Sumter Street. Now, if you or someone you know lost a family member or a friend from COVID, the FEMA is actually reimbursing folks for COVID funeral expenses. You see the information on the screen, so please make sure you check that out. SC Housing has several opportunities available for bill assistance, bill payment assistance, and also they have a frontline workers home buying program. And the Richland County Bill Assistance Program still has funds available. Again, if you or someone you know is struggling due to COVID, there are several programs out there that are not only paying your rent, but catching you up on your bills. Affordable Care Act enrollment has been extended through August 15th. And even if you already have your insurance, you can still get additional benefits. Log on to signup.sc.org and also healthcare.gov. The South Carolina Department of Mental Health launched SC Hopes. It's a hotline for those who need help coping with COVID, so please utilize those resources. DSS is offering pandemic aid for foster youth who want to further their education. That program is still going on, and there are several places in South Carolina that are extending their summer feeding program. Many of these programs, you don't even have to live in the school district. So that's one right there up on the screen. Register your child for that summer feeding program. I'm Tre Tailor, and you're watching Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. I want to thank everyone for watching. Please go over to the Tailor Made production page and like, share, and follow. We would love to see you. You can get notifications on when we go live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 2 o'clock and first Monday with George Wallace. Also, we're streaming live on YouTube. I want to thank everyone who is streaming on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. That makes it even better. We also have a presence on Instagram and also on Twitter. Well, June is Black Music Month. It was created in 1979 by Jimmy Carter, but written into law by that's not Black Music Month, but written into law by President Bill Clinton. It celebrates the African-American music heritage and influences that are an essential part of the nation's treasured cultural heritage. Now, next week, we'll talk to the mother of Black Music Month in person, a radio and industry icon, Dyanna Williams, one of my personal mentors. She has done so much for me personally and professionally. But here she is in an interview from a few years ago talking about how Black Music Month came to be.
Kenny Gamble is actually, I call him the father of Black Music Month because he came to Nashville and saw what the Country Music Association was doing with the Hall of Fame and the Grand Ole Opry, and was inspired by the unity amongst country artists. And after that visit, he came back to Philadelphia and along with a few other people decided to start the Black Music Association to kind of mirror what the CMAs were doing. And I was involved on the local level in the local Philadelphia chapter. Chapters were created around the country. and because Gamble and I have worked together on so many projects, I worked very actively to get June Black Music Month recognized in Congress and by President Bill Clinton. So I was hosting a music conference in DC, and I wrote President Clinton asking would he host a reception at the White House, much like President Jimmy Carter had done in the late 70s for the BMA, for the Black Music Association. And Clinton's people said, oh, we see where Carter had done this reception, but he did not sign the presidential proclamation. So why don't you go get some legislation and then come back to the White House? Oh, okay. I was shocked to hear that when I called Gamble and told him. He was surprised as well. But I spent the next few years of my life lobbying senators, congressmen, writing an editorial in Billboard, just what I call a high level of music activism, where I was in people's faces constantly saying, Black music is more than feel good. It's more than snapping your finger, bobbing your head, dancing. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we don't tend to think of it that way, but that's what it is. It's one of America's greatest exports around the world. And so I was successful with the assistance of Congressman Shaka Fatah of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Took a minute, but we got the legislation passed that said June is Black Music Month. And then I was invited to the White House for a private meeting with President Bill Clinton, and that was pretty heady. And this all was on the strength of me writing a very passionate letter about my belief in Black music. And I say Black music equals American music. So I'm identifying it by the group of people who have created it, but it is indigenous to the United States of America. So it is one of America's greatest creations that has come from the wellspring of the Black experience. And it's music for the world, for everybody, but it was created by Black people. Gospel, blues, jazz, you name it, rock music. You know, last year we honored Little Richard. He's one of the architects of rock music, period. You know, so Mick Jagger knows it, so does Eric Clapton. Many of the British rockers, they cited Muddy Waters and others as their influences. And so that body of music, all genres, all variations of it, I love, and I advocate for that. And so after I got the legislation passed and met with President Clinton several times in the Oval Office, I felt like we were on our way. And somewhere around the world, there has been some recognition or celebration of June Black Music Month. So I call Kenny Gamble the father of Black Music Month. Others have called me the mother. I take it. I have nurtured this baby. I have breastfed. I've made food from scratch. I have raised this child and will continue to do until I have no breath in me.
That is the mother of Black Music Month, Dyanna Williams. So excited to have her here next week. Still very busy in the music industry, among other things, through her company. And this month, we'll talk to people in music, those who played the music and those who made the music as we celebrate Black Music Month. Coming up next, gospel legend John P. Key tells us how Black music shaped his career. And this guy is going to join us also, too. He looks like he's doing, hello.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. God bless us today.
Good. Absolutely. Where are you joining us from today, George?
Today I'm from Linwood Park.
Oh, okay.
That's outside of Atlanta. George Wallace from Linwood Park.
You're back on the East Coast. You're back on the East Coast.
Yes. I jumped off the train. I was on that midnight train to Georgia, and I said, let me off right here.
All right. Well, listen, before we go to the commercial break, let's catch up with you. What's been going on with you? The last time we talked, actually off of the show, you told me about a new project that you are working on, and how exciting is that?
Well, I was working on a new show, a pilot in Los Angeles. I still got my mask on. Let me take my mask off. People are looking at me like I'm crazy because I get in the elevator with my mask on, looking like I committed a crime, I'm going, this thing ain't over. It ain't over.
George, I'm still wearing my mask too.
I don't care. I don't know y'all. I don't know them, first of all.
Don't know you, don't know where you've been, don't know nothing about you.
And in the state of Georgia, Georgia's number 48. You know what that means, right? South Carolina must be 49.
Exactly.
No, but I think we got a few more days to wait. I want to wait and just be more comfortable later. I think I'm going to wear a mask forever, to be honest, especially when I travel worldwide. I always did wear a mask internationally.
Did you really? You and Michael Jackson.
Well, I wore a mask because I hang out a lot in China, and they've been wearing masks forever there.
Oh, and, really?
Yeah. So
why were they doing it in China?
Because they always because of pollution, air pollution. Also in Asia, in Manila, it's very bad, and they were wearing it because of health reasons also. So I continue to wear the mask, but I'm enjoying life. I was in Los Angeles last week shooting a show for 10 days, a show called Everything is Trash. It was with a young lady by the name of Phoebe Robinson. Yeah. She has a podcast. She's very popular on a lot of television shows. And one of those upcoming young ladies.
Right.
And it's an ABC project, and it was fantastic. And Jackie was my wife.
Jackie Harry, yeah.
She is my wife. And there's Harry. I've been saying Harris all this time. Jackie Harry. Yeah.
It's Harry, yeah.
And they loved for us to fight. They just think, oh, we got to write some more for YouTube. Because we're old school, and these are young kids, you know.
Right,
so they see us saying, shut up each other. They go crazy. They just love it, you know. Like old aunt and uncle arguing together.
So tell us the premise behind the show. Everything is Trash.
Well, these are young kids that grew up. They think everything, but they're entitled to everything, and we've been letting them get away with it. And the son and the daughter, they've just been privileged with everything. And now she's out of college. She's of age, and she's still having fun like young kids. And she has a podcast. And the son has grown up to become running for congressman of the county. Mm-hmm. And he made it. And so we're about, they're of age now, 35. And we're saying, don't you see your brother stepped up? Don't you think it's about time for you to grow up too?
Right.
She said, I have a job. I got a podcast. And the wife says, well, baby, that little podcast you got, that ain't no real job. So it got to the point where we've had enough. And so we're going back and forth. But she's one of those really, really smart young girls with smart friends. And it's about the smart friends. And we just come in every now and then as the parents. So she's got it going on. That's it. That's her.
Yeah, Phoebe Robinson. Everything is trash, but it's okay.
Funny. That lady is very smart. You're going to know. She's one of those young ladies you're going to hear about in the future. Like Yvette, Nicole Brown, these young kids coming out. Yeah. So I'm so proud that they asked me to be on the show, and they got everybody they wanted. So that's what's so cool.
That is great. So when should we expect to see it?
Well, it's a pilot, so we don't know exactly. It's an ABC pilot, so we can't tell you. It'll probably be around September or something like that. And that's when I start working on my new project, once again, with Norman Lear.
With
Laverne Cox. So we start shooting these projects in September. So you never know when they're going to come out. They may be out the next fall or whatever. But they're out there, and I'm working. And I'm still selling the book. I am so proud. Comedy is back, and I'm writing these new jokes, and life is just good. Life is good. I don't have an act, so I got to start over.
Well, you got plenty of material because I'm sure you've been able to get some great material from COVID.
Well, I'm trying to because of COVID, because thank God I have a great job where going through COVID, and people were dealing with the health, they were dealing with death and everything. But my job is God has allowed me to try to create some laughter and bring laughter into your life, because laughter is healing for the soul. My head is on crooked. So when you stop laughing, you didn't say anything. When you stop laughing,
I didn't notice it was all crooked.
Oh, by the way, yours is on the crooked too. No, I'm just kidding. But isn't it a blessing to have a job where you make people happy? And when I see happy people, it makes me happier. So God is so good to me, and I go to work and I thank God every day once again, because all I do is just lie. I just lie. I love lying. I just make up stuff.
Well, this is George Wallace. He is joining us today, and we are looking forward to talking to him.
Who's that about? Is that about George Wallace?
That's George Wallace. That's you, George.
The book, Bull Twit, my new book is going crazy. Like I said, we're in our third printing, and that's so cool. And people, you need to start laughing and get in the Twitter world and tweet me at Mr. George Wallace. Join me at Mr. George Wallace, and there's new laughter every day. I just love tweeting and having fun. It's so much fun.
Well, we are joined now by the Prince of Gospel Music.
Get out of here.
Hey, John.
I love George Wallace.
I love John P. Key.
Hey, my George Wallace story is this. This is real. This is a true story. About 25 years ago, I'm backstage at a Stella Award or some award show. George Wallace walks up to me and looks at my watch and said, boy, that's a cheap little watch there you got on. I say, but I own this. I told him, I said, but I own the store that sells them.
Ooh. See, he got me. See, I love that.
That was a good one.
I love that. And I love him. He goes to my...
George, thank you. George, thank you for loving me and encouraging me over the years. I've always got your back. Your light bill due, I always got $20 to help you pay it.
Oh. My light bill way more than $20 now. I ain't in Georgia.
He just said he got $20 on your light bill.
Oh, okay. Let me I swear, he's talking like that. I'm looking at my air conditioning constantly runs, right? And I'm going, I know my light bill going to be on $700 this month.
Thank you, George.
Now.
You've been genuine. You've been 100, and you're respected by the comics. Everybody knows.
Yes.
When George Wallace show up, we got the real funny. It's a lot of fake ones out there still stealing jokes. But I promise you're real. You know, I think I'm a comedian too. So, brother, I love you.
Man. You are a comedian. I want to thank you. You know, you have a good time. You don't know this, but I'll be watching you when you're at my church. I'm Bishop Blake. I'm a West Angeles Church of God in Christ member. So when you go out there and rip up the church, I saw you out there doing it. Yeah. And I even have you in my show. You didn't know that, did you? In Las Vegas.
I didn't know that.
What's the joke? What do you say about John in your show, George?
I have a group. It's an a cappella group. They're called Mosaic, and they sing all kinds of songs. Yeah. And I have a lady come out of the audience, an old country lady from Jacksonville, Florida, where she's really smart. But she comes out of the audience. Her name is Lula Mae Johnson. I said, where you from? Jacksonville, Florida. And then she's so country, and everybody starts laughing. Then she starts to sing, and it takes off. And then I had her sing a song, "There's a lily in the valley."
Come on now.
John P. Key song. And the a cappella group comes in with the music, right? They sound like a whole band, and they came to my family reunion and just rip up the place. Amen.
Is that your favorite John P. Key song, Lily?
I just like to hear one word when they cut down. Say, amen. I love that song. I love at my brother's funeral, at my sister's funeral, we walked out and clap your hands. Clap your hands. So yeah, so John P. Key
clap your hands.
Yeah, clap your hands. Yes. How about that? You got to be bad when somebody puts you in the funeral. Is it me going out or is it him going out?
It's John. Go ahead, George. Go ahead, John.
I was saying, listen, George is legit. I'm telling you, I'm going to turn George into a gospel singer the next 3 years.
But John, I should be a preacher. I should be a bishop. Make me some real money. Stop playing around over here. Because my favorite comedian is Joel Osteen. If you watch Joel Osteen will not start a sermon without what? I heard a funny story without a joke. There you go. And make me some real money. I tell Bishop Blake all the time. Bishop Blake told me the other day, I had some ideas. John, you know what he told me? He said, well, you should be a deacon. I says, you got the wrong one for a deacon. I ain't going to lower me like that. I want to be a bishop. I want to be no deacon. But in any case, I don't even know how I got that. But I should be. I would love to be a minister. I would love to be a minister. Because I close my show with gospel. John, you know what I do? All the ministers come to my show in Las Vegas. Bishop Sheard, all of the big shot ministers all over. Right. And you two, when you come, I make them stand up and I introduce them. And then I tell them to stay standing. Then I tell them to stay standing. Just stay standing. Just stay standing, stay standing, stay standing. Stay standing. Just something good's going to happen to you, Pastor. Just stay standing. And they just stand there and say, I just want you to stay standing. We want you to stay standing, Pastor, because you need to know how it feels. You need to know how it feels. You got us standing up every Sunday morning 10 or 15 times. Stay standing. I am standing up for 20 minutes. I walk off stage. Stay standing. Stay standing up. I'm gone. Now I'll be quiet and let John. Now I'll let the big man do the talking. One of my favorite songs, John P. Key. There's a lily in the valley.
I love you, man. Let Bishop Blake know I love him with my heart, man.
Yeah, and we got a new bishop because Bishop Sheard, Drew Sheard. So we're doing pretty good, you know. I don't know how we're gonna get these people back in the church because we've been off so long, but that's my job to try to help create some ways to get people to come back to the church. I ain't going back myself, but I'm gonna try to get down.
Back to church.
Yeah, with COVID, we've been out for 18 months, so we're trying to get them to come back in.
Well, George, you know John pastors the church. You know John pastors the church.
I said right. Pastor John P. King, yeah.
Right. So, John, when are you going to start back? When are you going to open New Life back up and start preaching in church?
We've remodeled. I got to see new lighting. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm looking mid-July, possibly be back in. But I haven't missed anything. My Sundays are pull up and praise outside. FM 101.5. You can listen in your car, and then I feed for free. So I'm packed on Sunday.
Oh my goodness! Pull up and praise. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, it's Black Music Month, and it is John's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Pastor Key. Happy birthday to you. What are you doing today for your birthday?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Interviewing all day.
Oh, that's amazing.
Interviewing. And then I'm trying to go fishing tonight. So
You're trying to go fishing tonight? Did he say fishing tonight?
Yeah, he's going fishing tonight, night fishing.
Why are you going at night and stealing fish?
You from Georgia?
I can't. Is it me or is it going in and out?
It's going in and out. Yeah.
Hey, George, you from Georgia?
I apologize. We're having a little technical difficulties.
You from Georgia, so you understand that you can fish at night.
Oh no, I ain't going fishing at night. I'm not even going fishing in the day. I'm scared of a worm, let alone snakes. I tell you, oh my. Well, God bless you. I hope you catch these big fish and be careful out there now.
From Georgia.
So, John, it's George and John. It's Black Music Month, and we are kicking off a celebration. Tell me about some of the artists that influenced you, John.
You had Rance Allen, of course. James Cleveland gave me my break. Blake, actually, I knew Bishop Blake years ago. Encouraged me as a young musician. Many people don't know it, but Bishop plays piano and organ as well.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So many of the early gospel artists. The movie about my father. I tell my dad's story, but I also chronicle a tour with Mahalia Jackson, James Cleveland, the Dixon Birds, and the Caravans. And I'm super excited about that because I'll get to showcase some of that many people forgot about.
Yeah. What was your first memory of music? Because I know you did grow up in a musical family. What was your first memory of music?
Sunday evenings, we'd sit on the porch, and I had an aunt that moved down to the house from Detroit. She gambler. She hit the number, so she lost her mind.
Hit the number
and moved in with us for therapy. But she
Lord,
on the porch. She'd sit on the porch, and they'd sing them old songs and harmonize. That's really all them thousands and millions of dollars I done made in publishing over the years. For Lily in the Valley and Mansion and all those songs. I heard them songs growing up. I need to really owe some money to the dead.
Yeah. So how did that so that really did shape your sound, even though you went and at the time it was contemporary, you always kind of held on to that traditional form, just like you said, Mansion, I believe, Lily in the Valley. Now I know you and George.
Yeah, absolutely, because
I don't know why this happens with us. The last time we had an interview with
George share what?
I'm going in and out. How about you, Trey?
Yeah, he's going in and out. You all share your love of Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder is another influence. Another musical influence, Stevie Wonder.
John?
I love Stevie. I'm reaching out to him. Absolutely. The Songs in the Key of Life project changed my life. I learned every song, every note, and I love Stevie to this day. Reached out to him last Saturday, and I'm really excited. We got something cooking too. We're gonna do together.
That's wonderful.
But
oh,
Stevie
that's
is
great.
awesome.
You and Stevie?
I call him the prophet.
Oh, he's so good.
Call him the prophet.
And Stevie would say to you what today? Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. You know, I sit next to Stevie at church.
Does he sit next to you, though?
Yeah. And the preacher, because I talk about him all the time, Bishop Blake says, Stevie won. George Wallace sitting next to you, and Stevie stands up in church and starts swinging, and I'd be ducking, and the church be going crazy.
What's your favorite on that CD, John, on Songs in the Key of Life? What's your favorite one? What's your favorite song on Songs?
I'm getting ready to give it to you. My favorite on there would be As a
yeah, As. Yeah.
As, I tell you, I knew he was going to say As. That killed everybody, As, back then.
Yeah. Always. Yeah. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Oh,
was that your favorite too,
As,
George?
Is it Tears of Joy? Is it Tears of Joy or Joy in My Tears?
Joy in My Tear.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Now I know Donny Hathaway was another big influence of yours too, right, John?
Absolutely. I had to have my Donny be of tone in vocal. So I studied tone. See, I studied tone. I got put out of the band with my brothers because I didn't sing. So I had to learn to sing real fast. So I had Donny Hathaway, my Stevie, and an album called A Spectrum, a group out of DC.
Oh, wow.
I actually met the actual leader of that group and blessed him in Baltimore a few months back. But yeah, man, I got something together. So I'd hustle with the band.
Wow. We're talking to John P. Key today. It's his birthday, and he is doing interviews for his birthday today. And we're also celebrating Black Music Month. And we've got two legends in the house. Comedic legend George Wallace joins us also. We've been talking about some of their musical influences. Now, John, George said one of his musical influences is Barry White. He loved Barry White.
Listen, John, are you still there? And there one picture's up there. Barry White, my favorite song, You're My First, My Last, My Everything. That is, I grew up in the disco era, so that was like, but to listen to the lyrics, You're My First, My Last, My Everything, I just love it. I gave it to Jerry Seinfeld. He played that for his wife at their wedding.
Oh, and wow.
And Jerry tried to sing it, put on a little gold jacket and everything, So it's really awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
My first, my last, my everything.
That's classic.
That's who singing?
No, he said that's classic.
What you get from Barry White, you get classic production. You get classic production. Barry taught us how to put it together. Barry didn't get the flowers he deserved. Barry was a killer producer.
Yes.
Somebody has a video of Barry in the studio. I love it. I watch it more than you think I do. Yeah, Barry's golden.
Oh yeah, the Love Unlimited Orchestra. I mean, all of that great orchestration.
Man.
Yes.
I could go to a concert today and just hear that music with that orchestra.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's Barry White. And you know who had started before him, John? I think was Isaac Hayes had started a little different type music like that, and then came along Barry White and just really,
Same thing.
Yeah, another one of George's favorite.
Remember, and I'm old to remember this. That was a thing.
You said there was a thing that what did you say, John? Say it one more time.
If you remember, people used to argue who was the best, the Isaac Hayes or the Barry
Sure did,
White.
sure
They
did.
both the same groove.
Yeah.
Kinda. But Barry White had that vocal texture.
That's what it was.
Barry had that vocal texture that would just drive women crazy. If you could play that in front of your girlfriend, you just
the women went crazy. The women went crazy with that low voice, baby. Barry,
It's Black Music Month, and we are kicking off our Black Music Month celebration with gospel legend John P. Key and comedic legend George Wallace. We're talking about some of their musical influences. Carole King is another one that George says he loves John, and I am a big fan of Carole King.
Are you really? Now,
Yes.
you know what song? My favorite song.
You're so far away.
And she did Aretha Franklin too.
Yes, she did. Natural Woman.
Natural Woman, yeah. But her favorite song of mine is "This Is for Everybody." You got to get. As a matter of fact, I want to play it at my funeral. They got to play. You got a friend. They can play that at my funeral. You got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. And the people are going to treat you better. You're going to find, yes, you will, that you're beautiful.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Beautiful as you feel. I love that song. That's my favorite song.
I love Carole King. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, we're old school. Both of you kids are young. Both of you are young kids. I go all the way back to, like John is talking about. So I used to wake up every morning. My mama would play, like they would have like Mahalia Jackson sing and Move On Up a Little Higher, all those songs. And oh my God. And he mentioned the Dixie Hummingbirds before and people like that. I grew up with the old school and James Cleveland and the award singers and all of those people. Oh my God. What's the lady out of Detroit? The Clark sisters. Yeah, Maddie Clark. Maddie Moss Clark. Yeah. But now, then John P. came in and took over. It's all good. And I can barely hear you sometimes, John, but I'm watching you. Go ahead. You talk, a young lady, because I talk too much.
One of the great things about that old school music, reminds, just music made sense then, man. It just made sense.
He said it made sense. It's like these young kids, when they get older, how they going to tell the kids that's my song? And the butt to the butt, we're doing it in the butt, doing it in the butt. What kind of lyrics are those to rap? And I got nothing against them making money, but how you going to, they can't go, that's my song. They can't go Al Green, Love and Happiness. No.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, John, who do you like now? Who are you listening to now?
Right now, PJ Morton. He's a young artist that I've embraced, and he's out of the church. And we're going to sing a song about in my feeling from Philadelphia. Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
I knew her as a baby. So she came on the John P. Key tour bus at age 6 or 7 and killed us. So, yeah, it's some great artists out there. But again, some of the lyrical content, you say, that's my song.
Yeah. Well, before we go, John, and I know you've got a couple of other interviews scheduled. I hear Sheila in the background keeping you on schedule. I want to shout you out because I saw you do the Roland Martin concert from in Tulsa. And can I tell you, I was so proud to see Tre singing background for you. And George, this is one of John's sons, Tre.
Okay.
Yeah, Tre singing background. Look, and the whole time he's looking at John. This is John. This is a young picture of him. I was so proud to see both of your sons, the two of your sons, the two younger ones, singing background.
Yeah, one of the coolest things about them is that they love their dad. So now I have to pay security costs. They both carry them weapons. I love it. I got security and my baby's with me at all times.
And then, of course, Chris played drums for you. Chris is on the right in that picture. John's on the left. Chris played drums with you for years. And did some work with Diddy and also with Anthony Hamilton.
Out there with George in Los Angeles. He's in California, but he's doing really good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, John, thank you again so much. Like I said, I know you got to go and do some other interviews. Anything you want to leave us with as far as Black Music Month, pertaining to Black Music Month as we kick off the month?
Yeah, let's keep celebrating our music. We matter. And, you know, we grip us for years, but always be music like me and George. Hey, make sure you get George my phone number so I can get in touch with him, because I'm going to come see him real soon. I love you, Trey. Thank you so much for never giving on our Wi-Fi ever slows us down. We still make it happen.
John P. Key, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. That's a George Wallace original. I know you hear people singing, and they steal it from me. Preachers be stealing my thoughts. And here's a new one for you. And my love for you does not require your permission.
Amen.
Bam!
Amen. John P. Key, we love you. God bless you, man. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have an amazing day. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday. I apologize. His sound was going in and out, and I was a little off there.
It was. His sound was going in and out. It was the internet was not good. And you're in Atlanta and you good. He's right there in Charlotte and the internet was crazy. So
is that where he is in Charlotte? I thought he was a country boy from Mississippi. I think
no, he was born and raised in Durham, North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One of his songs,
in
Durham, North Carolina. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Down by the county line.
That's so cool. That was good having him on, and thank you for having me on with him, talking about music.
Thank you so much. I thought it would be cool for you to be with him. I didn't know that you had one of his favorite songs, or that your a cappella group sang his music. So that was cool.
Oh my God, it's amazing. First of all, let's make it perfectly clear. Gospel is my favorite music. Out of all, Prince is my favorite performer. I love Al Green. I love Gladys Knight. I love Aretha Franklin. I love them all. I love Aretha because she can sing both of them.
Oh, she can all of that. She grew up in gospel with her dad, Yeah,
I remember when she was a little girl. When she was 17, they would come to Atlanta. We paid $1.75 to see Reverend C.L. Franklin. Back in the day, you were not a preacher. Preachers didn't have real names when I was a kid. Like Reverend A.A. Allen. Reverend H.H. Hall. They all had initials.
Wow.
T.D. Jakes. See, that means top dollar Jakes. all the big preachers have names associated with money now. They had Fred Price.
Yeah.
T.D. top dollar Jakes. Eddie Long. What's the man's name? Kept Your Dollar. All those big preachers' names associated with money.
George Wallace. Thank you again so much. Listen, all jokes aside, you have been such a great supporter of me and this show. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you, just for coming on and being a man of your word. That means so much. So now that, the world is kind of a little bit lax, we got to, see each other face to face with our mask on.
With our mask on. Is that you? Is that you? Because I don't know.
Right. You don't even know who people are.
Exactly. But that will be wonderful. And thank you for having me on. And it's only because what goes around comes around. You have that persona that people like to, you make people smile and you make people happy. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So it's all about you also. Okay.
Well, thank you. And I want you to come back on. I'll tell you when, because I got
I ain't never coming back on this show no more. I can't stand you.
Listen, I heard you say something on Sybil's show a couple of months ago. And so I know I'm not going to tell you what it was because I want it to be a surprise for you. But I'm going to bring that person on the show to surprise you because I heard you say.
I appreciate that. God bless you. God love you. So do I. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Have a good weekend.
George Wallace.
It's a Friday. It's June. Don't you feel 4th. Good? Yeah, June 4th. Juneteenth coming up.
Juneteenth coming up. What you doing for Juneteenth? How you celebrating?
I'm celebrating that. You know me, I ain't got no job. I celebrate every day. But they want to pass and make it a holiday. Ooh. Yeah. You know me, I don't care if they have a holiday for the KKK. Let's take a holiday.
Are you going to go to a Juneteenth? We've got a big Juneteenth festival coming up here. Why don't you come down here and hang out with me for Juneteenth?
I'm sure I'm going to go somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to be. Right now, I'm just getting comfortable getting back on airplanes. I'm here in Atlanta, and I might run up to New York over the weekend to see. I haven't been to my home in New York in 16 months. Then I got to go back to Las Vegas. Then I got to start with the television and and I do I'm writing another book, and I got this Twitter world going, and life is so good. Don't forget, follow me at Twitter, people, at Mr. George Wallace. We need you.
At Mr. George Wallace. George Wallace.
Bull Twit. Buy the book.
And Bull Twit is the book. You can still get it. So don't forget to check out George Wallace.
At georgewallace.net. That's where you buy the book. It's not on Amazon.com because Amazon takes half your money. I love you, Amazon, but not my money.
Yeah, georgewallace.net. Let me see if I can bring up
I hope you can. And help me with this joke. I'm trying to write a new joke about all of the amazing technology we have in America. Why can't we make an iron board that doesn't sound like it's been murdered? Every time you open up an ironing board, it just makes all that screeching, squelching noise,
It sure does. It sure does. Seem like you could do that.
I'll be thinking about things like that. So that's my job. So
with all that's going on in technology, seem like we could.
Somebody. I talk about things in my Twitter, like when I order a fruit cup, don't give me no 15 chunks of honeydew melon. Don't nobody know what honeydew melon is. Give me some more pineapple chopped and some real fruit. And you can keep your cantaloupe too. You ever notice they give you like 3 strawberries and the 19 chunks of honeydew melon?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I thought it was unripe watermelon when I first saw it going, it's not ripe. And every now and then you find a sweet honeydew melon, but otherwise it's just a filler.
Yeah, that's so interesting. You're right.
That's what my mind does. That's how I think. I think about crazy stuff like that. And that's what's in the book. Keep laughing. What
things that make you go, Who said that?
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio.
He took that from me. He took that from me because I'll be thinking, about certain things.
Right.
So he said, yeah. My thing was, how come you never see? How come you never see? But yeah, go catch me online. I love talking to you.
Right. We see this is the website up right there. It's georgewallace.net. From there, you can hit.
Oh, I got a brand new website. That's got to go up this week, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I'm going to send you my next. It's going to go up this week, okay? And you can buy the book. I got T-shirts. I got all kind of items on sale. And my first book is Laugh It Off. Everything's on the website there. I appreciate you much.
All right. So it's a different website than this, or it's just going to be updated?
It's going to be updated, which is going to be really new and sharper. That's an older one that I just needed to update,
Okay. All right. Okay. But it'll still be georgewallace.net?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
So check it out, georgewallace.net, and check it out, the updated version. Again, there you can check out his new book. You can find out what's going on with George. You can subscribe to his mailing list.
Yes.
You can check him out on Twitter, see his videos, all things George Wallace you can do from georgewallace.net. George Wallace, happy Black Music Month.
Right black at you. Right black at you. That's a new one.
Right out.
Right black at you. See you now.
I love that. Thank you, George Wallace, y'all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, George. Bye-bye.
Is that leave up in the corner live? I'm trying to find. I'm still computer illiterate.
Well, you can just sit. There you go. George Wallace, John P. Key. What a way to kick off Black Music Month. And we will be celebrating Black Music Month every Friday this year. Actually, one of the people that I asked to be on the show was watching the show earlier, Mike Love, who is a radio professional. Let me tell you a secret. I asked Donnie Simpson to be on. If Donnie Simpson comes on, I'm going to just believe God he's going to come. I asked. He can't say that but yes or no, y'all. And we've got some other folks coming on too. Stephanie Mills, which is the one that's going to be the surprise for George. But all of that and so much more coming up this month on Black Music Month. Hey, coming up Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, In It Together SC and the Diabetes Advisory Council of South Carolina present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID. And listen, have you ever suffered with migraines? Wow. If you have, you're just like me. And I'm telling you, we are going to talk about migraines. Nancy Richburg with Salubris RX is going to join us. We're also going to talk to a couple of migraine sufferers. And listen, if you have suffered with migraines, we want to hear from you also. Please inbox me on the TaylorMade production page or email copingwithtretailor@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. We would love for you to be a guest on the show. That's Wednesday on Coping with COVID. Then on Thursday, retiring City Councilman Sam Davis from Columbia, South Carolina, is going to be on the show to tell us about all of his years on City Council. And he's going to introduce us to the person he is endorsing, Tina Herbert. She is running for City Council. That is coming up next week on Coping with COVID. Before I leave, as always, going to give you a little Jesus calling on June 4th. Welcome challenging times, Jesus says, as opportunities to trust me. This is so good. You have beside you and my spirit within you. So no set of circumstances is too much for you to handle. When the path before you is dotted with difficulties, beware of measuring your strength against those challenges. That calculation is certain to riddle you with anxiety. Without me, Jesus says, you wouldn't make it past the first hurdle. The way to walk through demanding days is to grip my hand and stay in close communication with me. Let your thoughts and spoken words be richly flavored with trust and thankfulness. Regardless of the day's problems, I can keep you in perfect peace as you stay close to me. That's your Jesus calling for today, June 4th. I'm Tre Tailor. Thank you so much for joining us on Coping with COVID. Mitch wants to know, Mitchell Peace Joy Jen says, when is George coming back? He's going to come back as soon as I'm able to schedule Stephanie Mills. I'm going to tell him, and then he's going to come on, and then she's going to come on and surprise him. So it'll be sometime this month, Mitch, but you'll see. All right, listen, until the next time, I wish you peace, abundant blessings, stay safe, be careful. Don't forget, you still need to wear your mask over your nose, under your chin, and please get your vaccine. See you later.
Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.